When I was let go from my previous role, I took about a month off, about a month. I didn't really do much. I just kind of get my mind in a good spot, just kind of relax, because the past year was crazy with the job change and moving and all that. So about a month later, I started down the traditional path, just sending resumes out, trying to find my own. I wasn't having any luck with it. I wasn't getting any response, just sending resumes out. Right. And so I was like, there's got to be a better way to do this. And I don't know how I originally came across you guys. At first I was like, God, it's a lot of money for the program. But thinking about it, the kind of level of income that I'm at and most of the people that are at in the program, if you get anything worthwhile out of it, it's worth it. The sample size that I had with that initial month of me just applying to jobs and submitting resumes and just not getting any kind of response back from it. I need help on this. It's over the years when I've gone through these job searches, it's always been, everybody always seems to have a certain take on your resume. Like, oh, you need to do this, or you need to do that. You can never keep up with it. Like I said, I came across you guys. I wasn't having any luck on my own. I liked the rebranding of my resume and LinkedIn. I liked the early stages of going through the exercises with Kristina on the mindfulness and just kind of really honing in on. I do think that mindfulness component of it is really valuable, because when you're going through this process, me more than anybody probably, I go through these periods, I just really get down on myself about where I'm at, what's going on. My age, you kind of feel like you hope you're kind of past these kinds of periods where you're out looking for another job. And so I would go through a lot of those periods. It's nice to have somebody you can jump on a call, you can go through those sessions, you can reach out to them. There was a couple of, interviews with the job I have now, like right before I went into it, where I was like, oh, I got some questions. I need some guidance or feedback. And I know Robert's very busy, but he jumped on with me like first thing in the morning, like 7:30 in the morning, and spent a half hour and gave me a bunch of good feedback, got my mind kind of where it needed to be, and, going into the interviews. So just having a team available and around, for whatever element you need help with, the mindfulness, the focus, all that stuff. And then I have everything. The automation was really cool to me. Like I said, most of my network is West Coast based. I moved to Tennessee. I didn't really have any connections in the Southeast. So that was an area for me, is like, at the very least, I just want to build up my network in the Southeast as much as I can. That automation was really cool. And that's what I wanted to talk. That's why I set up this call with you today, is that, even though I transitioned to a new role, I want to continue to use that automation. I'm excited about it because it's a position I created. It wasn't a position that was posted. I've been in sales all my career, and I recently relocated within the last couple of years from California to Tennessee. I'm in Knoxville, Tennessee now. I took this with my previous role. I relocated to Tennessee, and a big part of me taking that job is that I wanted to relocate. After a couple of years, they downsized that team. I was part of that, and so, at first I was really worried that I wasn't going to find another position that kind of fit my location. I originally got introduced to them from a former customer that I worked with. They introduced me to them. They said, you should talk to them. And so I started the discussion with them. They were looking for a salesperson in Detroit. I said, I'm not willing to relocate to Detroit, but the company is a large consulting company that specializes in the automotive space. And they obviously sell Detroit, so they're big. Their focus is big on Detroit. And so I thought, well, I'm sure they want somebody to call into and go after Chattanooga. And then I started researching, and I found out that the Southeast is actually a hotbed for automotive, that all of these major car companies are investing heavily in. They already have manufacturing plants down here, or they're growing and putting more emphasis down here. So I built a list of those accounts. It showed the level of investment, and I went back to them and I said, hey, if you really want anybody to call on these in the region, I'm in a perfect location for it. And a couple of weeks later, they called me back and said, yep, your timing was perfect, because we know we need somebody down there. We know it's a strong area. And so, yeah, we absolutely want somebody. And so they move forward on it.